Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Podcast channel. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Coming up. Why does my microphone just sound so far away? Is it this thing here?
Don, you got to get the mic close to your mouth.
It's a knob that never gets used, and it's got all that scratchy. Hear it? Hear it going on in there?
We don't need to hear about your personal life.
My personal
Don
life.
busy twisting the knob.
Twisting the knobs away. Coming up, we're going to talk, hopefully, with Jill Trotta, a veteran of the auto industry. She's going to talk about the EV biz and expectations about the immediate future. I got to drive the 2023 Kia Telluride. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Conrad has the cruise-in calendar and This Week in Auto History. And later, we talk with Robert Hatfield about the UAW strike. Plus, we're bringing the stories making automotive news headlines. Just ahead on the In Wheel Time car talk show. Thanks so much for joining us. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. And while we wait for Jill, of course, we may be waiting until the cows come home. Well, they've been called, but they're still out in the field, and they ain't coming home anytime soon, I have a feeling. We're going to talk about the UAW strike.
Oh.
I have some ancillary stories about the strike. Of course, we've been talking about it this morning on and off. And yesterday they...
Didn't he take all those pictures, the black and white pictures of California, ancillary? No, that's Ansel Adams. I'm sorry.
This is why we have you on the show.
No, it's not.
Well, I have been talking about the lower-tiered suppliers. Now, this particular one is not so low, but they, it's the just-in-time delivery of parts to the factory, because the factory is just an assembler. All they do is take all the parts that they've designed, that they've sent out to all of these other companies, vendors, and then they
put them together and bring them to the assembly plant more as a component that the assembly plant puts in the vehicle.
And Mike just had a Maroni for the car he reviewed. On that Maroni, doesn't it have where the parts are coming from and where it's assembled?
Well, it gives you the percentage of American parts.
Okay.
But the other thing that it does, it has the assembly part of it somewhere. So to that end, you're familiar with ZF? A company called ZF.
Yeah, they build transmissions for Chrysler products.
Rear ends, all sorts of components, major components. If
they do the 8-speed for Stellantis.
If the strike against ZF forces vehicle assembly to be shut down or reduced at Mercedes, it would create a historic situation in which UAW actions caused production to be impacted at 4 automakers simultaneously. UAW early Wednesday struck a ZF Group plant in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Roll Tide, that builds front and rear axles for Mercedes-Benz, being built nearby at a factory there, raising the prospect of vehicle production being affected there as soon as Thursday. Mercedes builds the GLS SUV, the GLE midsize crossover that both Mars and I have had, the GLE Coupe, in addition to the EQE electric crossover and the EQS electric SUV, according to Automotive News data. And so, again...
So that's a shot across the bow at Mercedes.
Correct. It's UAW.
But the Mercedes assembly is not UAW.
That's right.
This is a component supplier to Mercedes assembly.
And guess what? They ain't making any vehicles without a rear axle or a front axle.
Correct.
Period.
Correct.
In that note, in that same vein, General Motors idled its Chevrolet Malibu assembly plant in Kansas on Wednesday.
They were selling so many of them anyhow.
On Wednesday, after running short of stampings made at a Missouri plant where workers are on strike. I'm not talking about, it doesn't really make any difference what they build. It's the fact that these companies are suppliers to the big three that are being struck by the UAW. So the suppliers are in on it as well if they're a UAW factory.
And the UAW knows the inner workings of that network. They know who's supplying what to who and how that will impact, be it Stellantis, GM, or Ford. All of that. They know how their strike choices are impacting production.
Automakers said in a Wednesday statement that the roughly 2,000 UAW represented employees at Fairfax Assembly will be off work because of the ongoing strike targeting GM's Wentzville assembly plant. Also on Wednesday, Stellantis said 68 employees at its Toledo machining plant in Perrysburg, Ohio were temporarily laid off because of the strike at the nearby assembly plant that builds the Jeep Gladiator and Wrangler. The automaker said it also expects to lay off 300 employees at its transmission and casting plants in Kokomo, Indiana. GM Fairfax plant builds the Malibu sedan and the Cadillac XT4 compact crossover. The Wentzville plant, which builds vans and mid-sized pickups for Chevy and GMC, makes deck lids for the Malibu that ran short, according to a spokesperson. So what I'm getting at is that all these little bitty suppliers that have UAW workers, they're striking, that supply the overall bigger picture of the assembly plants. Well, sure. Even the assembly plant that's not shut down will be shut down because they're not sending the parts to complete the...
So they're all taking shot, the UAW and GM and Ford and Chrysler are all taking shots at each other with, UAW shuts down a tier 3 or tier 2 supply, maybe even a tier 1 supplier that shuts down an assembly plant, and GM goes, oh, okay, we're gonna close the plant, lay all those people off, which now means immediately those employees' incomes are no longer funding the strike fund. So GM's trying to reduce the UAW strike funds and their ability to pay people out on strike.
So you're talking about tiers. Well, the big three cannot agree what tiers are or how to end them, according to this story. I think they know.
I think that's the pay scale within the UAW.
So, GM, Ford, and Stellantis each say they're offering to stop having multiple wages for hourly workers, but the union wants to go further and have all workers earn equal pay after 90 days on the job. It's an issue so central to contract negotiations that UAW President Shawn Fain has taken to wearing a red T-shirt demanding it in big, bold letters across his chest, end tiers. But the union and the Detroit Three can't seem to agree on what those two words actually mean. The companies say tiers refer to multiple wage structures that top out at different levels, while the union believes it's a broader definition that includes, among other things, starting new hires at a pay rate that starts lower and rises as they gain seniority. For example, at Ford's Rawsonville Components and Sterling Axle plants, worker hourly pay tops out around $24 versus $32 at other plants. At GM, some workers at after-sales parts distribution centers and GM Components Holdings plants receive lower pay. So do workers at Stellantis' Mopar parts division. UAW has so far rejected the company's proposals, which would eliminate those different pay rates, saying they don't go far enough.
Yeah, and Ford has avoided additional strikes because the company has met some of the union's demands during negotiations over the past week. So that's why you're watching the UAW is focusing a little bit more on Stellantis and General Motors. Oh, and by the way, Joe Biden stated on X, or what used to be Twitter, that he's going to visit Michigan on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's supposed to be picking up a picket
and join the
sign.
Picket line.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to hold him up and point him in what direction to walk.
He'll wander off. He'll probably get hit by a car.
Yeah. Goofy. But we found the banjo player from Deliverance. He's now the president of the United States. Look at the side-by-side pictures.
Look at Mars. Mars, I will say this. Wait. Say again?
I'm not going to answer any emails this week.
Mars, I am proud to say I have heard of the movie Deliverance. Honest to God, as I'm sitting here right now, I have never seen Deliverance.
Okay.
But I have an idea what's going on there.
Conrad's got it on a loop at his house.
Squeal like a pig.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
There's the scene in Deliverance with the kid on the porch.
Yeah,
the banjo player, and then the guy that's friends with Burt Reynolds, and they sit there. He plays the guitar, and the kid on the porch plays the banjo. And they have like this little banjo duel. It's a pretty famous piece of music.
Mars, where's our guest?
Oh, I don't know. I've got two different numbers, and I get voicemail on both of them.
She's watching, and we've scared her off.
Yeah. She's in California, so
Well, there's that. There's a problem. I want to divide off here and go in a different direction
All
because I thought that this was interesting. And Conrad, I know that you probably know more about this than I do, but I just find it interesting. AutoNation Incorporated and Hendrick Automotive Group. Now, these are big groups of automobile dealers.
Huge.
They topped their respective dealership group peers for a second straight year in a reputation study released on Monday. Reputation, which aids dealership groups and automotive brands in managing online customer reviews and feedback, said in its 2023 study that AutoNation ranks first among U.S. public dealership groups,
Good for them.
while Hendrick is number one among the country's privately held groups. So here are the groups by numbers. Top 5 public U.S. dealership groups, starting at number 5, Asbury Automotive. Then 4 is Penske Automotive. 3, Sonic Automotive. 2, Group 1 Automotive. And number 1 is AutoNation.
Now, Group 1 is somewhat based out of the Texas area as
Yeah,
well.
I think they're out of Austin
It was-
originally.
Yeah. Well, it was actually Mike Smith out in Beaumont and a couple other dealers got together to create Group 1.
Okay, top 5 private U.S. dealership groups. Now, some of these you won't recognize. I didn't. 5, Napleton Automotive Group. 4, Holman. 3, Ganley. 2, West Her Auto Group. And number 1, Hendrick Auto Group. That's Rick Hendrick.
Yeah, Hendrick, huge in the Southeast.
Yes. Big NASCAR guy.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 non-luxury brands. Okay. Non-luxury brands. Number 5, Volkswagen. 4 is Honda. 3 is Nissan. 2 is Subaru. And number 1,
Toyota.
Mitsubishi.
Oh, really?
Mitsubishi.
I haven't heard of that name in.
What the? Are you kidding
When was
me?
the last time you were in one?
Have you seen one? Have you seen a new one?
No.
Oh my
I'm waiting
God,
for a
it is
Suzuki
the
to come back.
Absolutely
Wait for Suzuki.
ugliest car I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not a Mitsubishi fan.
Anyway, top 5 luxury brands. 5, Porsche. 4, Acura. Number 3 is BMW. Number 2 is Lexus.
Cadillac.
And number 1,
Mercedes.
Infinity.
I want to recount.
Infinity.
Damn you.
Yeah,
Recount.
Infinity. Detroit-based seating supplier LM Manufacturing has temporarily laid off 650 workers due to the UAW strike, shutting down its customer, the one that they have. Company, a joint venture between Canadian auto supplier giant Magna International and minority-owned LAN Manufacturing, made the move in response to a work stoppage Friday that's halted production of Ford Motor Company's Bronco, among various other makes and models by the Detroit 3.
Is that Lear? Is that who the provider, the supplier is?
Magna.
Yeah, I think Lear is a portion of Magna, but boy, they do a lot of seating for many manufacturers.
Yeah, Lear company has been competing with crosstown competitor Lear and other suppliers for employees. It's not. It's bizarre because they can't get employees.
Because they're all out on strike.
Besides that, I mean, in the regular everyday world, because I'm sure that they're not paying as much as some of the other ones are, and so they can't get.
Yep.
And if they raise the rate of these hourly employees,
Raises the price of everything.
well, and they've already got a contract that will make this widget for X number of dollars, and if they go over that, then it's out of their pocket.
Yeah, but they've got, all the insurance benefits and medical and dental. I mean, but that's part of it too.
But I think that's part of what UAW is striking for, is to get some of their medical benefits after retirement back, because GM has dumped all of that.
Couple of non-related stories that I wanted to tell you about. Morelli,
Sounds familiar.
parts supplier, Mopar, right, will shut down one of its Italian plants producing components for internal combustion engines as the business has become unsustainable due to the transition to electric mobility.
Forget about it.
So this is from Italy. This is not from New York.
Oh, okay.
I know a guy.
The plant currently employs around 230 people and manufactures plastic components and processes aluminum components for internal combustion engines.
It's aluminium from Italy.
Aluminium. Yeah, aluminium. North America, Mars,
Yes, sir.
you've been up there to Auburn Hills, Stellantis headquarters.
Yeah.
North American COO Mark Stewart says the company is not leaving the headquarters complex in any shape, form, or fashion. But the areas he says we're not using, we're looking at some different repurposing for those.
And it is a complex.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
But they've also, several years ago shut down the museum.
Yeah, and it's right out there on the edge, so I could see that would be an easy peel off to
Turn into a restaurant.
So,
something.
Yeah. There's not much out there.
Body shop.
Out there where it's located is kind of in the beautiful hills of Auburn.
Auburn Hills, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, to drive up there, beautiful
yeah, it would
green.
be another office complex type thing.
Like many office buildings around town, including GM's Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit, the hulking complex in Auburn Hills has sat underutilized since the pandemic ushered in the work-from-home era for many companies. Stellantis has maintained a flexible, hybrid work approach, even as some other companies have asked employees to return to the office full or part-time. Thought that was interesting.
Well, and think about what that's going to do to property values everywhere. They say, and not that I'm a fan of San Francisco, but San Francisco, office property values have plummeted, though housing values are still climbing. But because all of the work at home stuff, all of these offices are virtually empty, which is what, Stellantis.
Well, here's an
talking
idea.
about.
So if you're looking for housing, go to the office building that's looking for tenants and go up there and say, I'll take, I don't know,
Room 84.
4,500 square feet over there.
And move you and 20 of your friends into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Put up some dividers. I have my little...
the little king sheets like the girls did before from the Rebel Rally.
There you go.
That's it. Oh, my gosh. Well, why not? I mean, I'm game. Would you do that?
That would be the
public restroom
Lollapalooza.
on the floor might be a little crowded at times.
But that is, to a degree, that is what has happened in some parts of some cities. What they call the gentrification of the city is, some of these warehouse districts, people have gone in and bought up
yes.
and built lofts and condominium complexes. So makes total sense.
Well, I will say this, where we are speaking to you from over here in the Sugar Land area of Texas, there is the old sugar mill. Imperial Sugar Mill. It's the building that's left because the company is long gone. Out of here. They've moved over to Louisiana. Anyway, so they're trying to repurpose all of that, and a new company that goes in and buys property or renovates properties. And so they've got their eyes set on the old, what they call the Char House, which is the red brick building over
out
there.
here at the end of the street.
Yeah. And so I think what they're going to do is that I think they're going to turn those upper floors of that building into lofts.
How many years has this been discussed?
Well, yes.
Many years.
That's true. But they're in the process. It's going to happen. And already
Don's looking to buy one.
Already people are bitching about the fact that all the traffic that it's going to bring to the area, because right behind it, if you look at it, especially if you fly over it, that's the ballpark back there.
Right.
And so it's all coming this way.
And that's actually a historical marker, too.
It is.
And they also have the what's the towers there from the chimney towers.
Oh, those chimneys, the stacks, I don't know what they use those for. They're still there.
Yeah.
And the old water tower is still there, although it's not used.
Yeah.
It's a marker, basically. But it's an interesting proposition. But
Well, I use the red building as my mark that I need to turn before I get to
Well,
it.
and there's also a neighborhood back there, too.
there is a neighborhood back there, a very strange neighborhood
Yeah.
if you've ever driven through there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's different.
That's where you hear the banjos.
Ding, 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 ding. Time now for the cruise-in calendar.
Uh-oh.
Conrad, cruise-in calendar.
Well, we got Woody's Waterfront.
Got Woody's Waterfront. Well, that's not a
thank you
cruise.
very much.
That's an event. Nifty 50s tonight up off of Buckthorn in the Woodlands. Classic cars only. H-Town Showdown at Lake Houston Parkway in Houston. The Buddha Show and Shine at Cabela's in
Buda, Texas.
In Buda, Texas.
You just like
It could be
saying
it could be Buda, but it's not.
Yeah.
Dust to Dawn Car Meet at Copperas, Coperas.
We are not going to any dusk to dawn anything.
Cradle to grave, maybe, but
I've seen that movie. It does not end well for
the Route 71 car crews meet at Buc-ee's and head out from Katy on a car cruise. Roll out at 10 a.m. Chaos car crew meet at Hometown Sports Bar in Pearland is tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. The Lake Houston Brewery Show. Why do they all have all these meets at the related with alcohol?
Booze, yeah, exactly.
Is a Lake Houston Brewery Show in Huffman, Texas, starts at 11 a.m. Cars and Cocktails.
Where's the Whiskey and Women show? That's what I want to know.
Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's at 11 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. And the Arabia Shine Show motor auto truck and bike show in Harwin Drive in Houston.
Harwin Drive. Are you kidding me?
The Arabia
horses?
Shrine.
Arabian horses?
No.
On Harwin.
They got a lot of everything down.
I was going to say, all I can think of is you can go down there and buy a rip-off purse or
Well, I was
something.
gonna say, it could be in the shape of a jacket, maybe.
$10 Rolex.
And the Poop
horse
Box
jacket.
Cruisers mate, because he told me I wasn't allowed to say shit anymore.
Well, you did tell him that.
In Vidor, Texas, so Mars can go get his EV charged there. In Vidor. Think of all these things that are happening out there in the Golden Triangle.
it's a
happening place.
Thinking
You
about
know, there's only so much control I have on this show.
I'm going to think
and I
about what I'm
can't-
going to be doing next Saturday morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
More off the air.
Yeah. Time now for this hour's car review. The 2023 Kia Telluride comes in these trim levels: the LX, S, EX, SX, SX Prestige, with subsets of X Pro and X Line. I know it's very confusing. I agree. But they do this so they package up all of the trim levels with the different stuff that they put in them. All right. What size? This is a standard SUV. I'm going to call it a midsize, but it does have 3 rows of seating in there. How many passengers? Total of 7 if you can squeeze them in the back. Exterior changes from last model year, none. Exterior features: proportional upper and lower grills with modern and unique headlights. You know that this is a Kia coming at you. Black wheel opening moldings. From the side, it looks like all other SUVs in its class. Tops of the rear taillights turn in at the top under the rear glass. What I liked about it? The unique front and rear styling. That's a Kia exclusive. You don't see it on any other vehicle, and they've done it with lighting. It's pretty amazing. What could you, if the lights are off or the car's off, you don't really pay any attention to it. When you turn it on,
Pretty good looking.
the daytime running lights have got the rectangle, the rectangle. Anyway, what could use improvement? Not sure. Maybe have a more blingy version. I don't know. Interior highlights. Here's where the Kia really shines. We had the upscale, optional terracotta package with quilted upholstery. Curved instrument and infotainment screen is 1. Easy-to-use controls that are nicely labeled. What I liked about it? Android, Apple CarPlay, standard. What could use improvement? I would say an L version, a longer version.
Mm-hmm.
Give it another foot that you could put it back there so you have all 3 rows of seating, and then you've got some storage behind it, because when they do this with 3 rows of seating in a size vehicle there's none back there. Engine, 3.8-liter V6, which is a big V6. 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission. Both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drives are available depending on the trim level you choose. Tow rating, 5,000 pounds. Miles per gallon. It's rated at 18 city, 24 highway for combined at 21. I got 22.6 over 333.3 miles.
Pretty good for that size vehicle.
It is.
You call it a midsize. I think it leans the large side of midsize.
Probably so. They call it a standard SUV. Well, a Chevy Suburban falls into the same category, and I can't compare those two.
Yeah,
I think the Bourbon's bigger.
It is.
quite
That's
a
why
bit.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ride and handling, smooth and easy to maneuver in parking lots. I mean, this thing is a dream. What could use improvement? I put a big question mark there. I don't know. I don't know how you can improve on this. And they're selling like hotcakes.
Yes,
and I can see a lot, and I can see why. Because the base trim,
good value.
Base trim price is $51,785. The price is tested, which is, as you know, is top of the line, $54,120. Base model price, and winner of Edmunds Top Rated Award, $35,890. If you're in the market for a mid to large size SUV, I encourage you to shop it. Go drive it. You might like it. Competitors include the Hyundai Palisade for $36,400.
Built on the same platform.
The Honda Pilot for $37,000, and the VW Atlas for $37,725. So they're all right in there.
Same range.
Yeah. Shop. This is a highly competitive vehicle in its size and price range. And that's what they have built this for, to sell lots of them. And they have done an excellent job on this one. And I can't put down the VW Atlas or the Honda Pilot. Just remember that each are different. This one is an American design, and I don't even know whether it's built in America or not. But Honda Pilot is Japanese designed and made in Japan, I believe. And the VW Atlas, German, and $37,725 is its price. So they're all right in there together. Shop. And don't be fooled by just the brand name. Kia's been well known for their 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and financing is available, a lot of it through the actual manufacturer's leg of financing.
Assembled in West Point, Georgia.
Which one, the Telluride?
Yeah. No, the Kia.
The Kia Telluride, which I just reviewed.
Yep. West Point, Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this break. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 of the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise Inn, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora,